Hello, welcome. Hello. There we go. Hello and welcome. Hopefully we've got all the technical stuff. This is an impromptu live. I actually have only one person on right now. And so I was not planning on going live today. Hey, Nancy. I'm not planning on going live today, but I was working on a new project that I thought, what the hey, let me just open it up. And instead of recording and editing, I'm just gonna be live while I do it. So let's see how this goes out. I didn't spend a whole lot of time prepping. I had an event this morning, so I have all kind of makeup on my face. I feel like I look ridiculous. But anyway, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am ridiculously excited to show you guys my latest project. So I was in a social work conference all week and not paying attention. Hey, Katie. I was not paying attention at my social work conference. I was trying to figure out what my next project is going to be. As if I don't have enough. Yeah, I feel like I have, this is way more makeup than I normally wear. Um, so I finished, and I like to have a few of these done before I put them on the long arm. That way I can do, like I kind of do them all in a row. And so I finished this one this week, and it was so hot in the truck, like during the day, that it actually came unglued. It was probably in the 100 and something, 99, whatever degrees. So I need to sew those down. But so this is, I just finished this one. So the next one I'm doing, let me see if I can add a picture, is an egret, which is a bird, on a crawfish trap. And so that is what I'm working on today. I got home last night late and I worked all night, probably until midnight, making the pattern. And I'm so excited to do it that I just can't stop. So here is the bird. Really cute. I've got this is grass, the little grass pieces, very simple, not looking to get complicated. Have some more of those. This is the crawfish trap. So what a crawfish trap is, and I'll explain it to you as I show you. So think of like rice fields that are flooded. So you can see here all the water in the background. The red part is open at the top. The cage at the bottom of this crawfish trap has holes in it that the crawfish can get in, but they can't get out of. So then after the crawfish go into the trap, people go in boats and they dump, like basically the part that's in the water is where the crawfish are, and then the red part is open at the top, and they dump the crawfish out of the trap through the red hole, and then they put them back. And you can see there's a rod underneath kind of the bird's feet, and so they just stick them back on that rod through the cage. And once a week, once every few days, they go and they call it run the traps. So the birds stand on the top of the traps. I'm gonna keep making y'all dizzy, but the birds will stand on the top of the traps because there's food inside that trap, and the birds just wait for the crawfish or the bugs or something. And they look like flamingos a lot of times towards the end of the crawfish season. The birds will actually turn pink. because they've eaten the red crawfish. And so, but I just absolutely love this. I have another picture. Let me show you the other one that I'm working on. So this is another good picture. So this is another one. I got this pattern done last night as well, but I didn't print it out and get it ready. So this is pretty common. So the crawfish will be inside the trap and the crawfisherman will dump, right? Isn't that pretty cool? And so I just when I'm driving through the countryside, like during my work hours, because I work hospice, so I'm in and out of, I'm all over. I see this all the time. It's pretty common. A lot of white birds, a lot of brown or black actually. But this is one of the amazing things about Louisiana that I think is just so beautiful. And so I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but this is my first one that I'm working on. So this is what I'm going to be doing today. I have it done, and I'm just gonna take you guys on the ride with me. I'm not gonna be too I'll explain what I'm doing as I go, and again, this wasn't planned. I'm just kinda, just doing it. So let's see if I can make the other side bigger. Didn't wanna do that. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay. So I have my pattern, and I'm actually gonna do this one a little bit different than I normally do. I am gonna use the Scrappy applique method. Again, this is Shannon Brinkley's method, where normally this is Pellon SF101. Normally I'll put the sticky side up with the pattern behind it, and I will draw the pattern and just lay the pieces on top and just kind of iron them on. This is something brand new for me today that I'm going to try. So instead of having the sticky side up, I'm going to have the sticky side down. And I'm going to use, it's not Misty Fuse. I don't know what name brand it is. Oh, and of course it's not in front of me. But anyway, I'm gonna make the fabric behind here sticky, which is not normally what I do. So I'm trying something new. I'm bringing y'all along with me, and let's see how it works out. So I'm gonna cut this piece of Pellon about a little bit bigger than the bird. And I'm probably going to be a little bit quiet today just because I'm working. Normally, I would record this and edit it all up into a video. But I decided today that instead of recording it and editing it, I'm just going for it. So no editing. This is me full process in my messy glory. So I have the sticky side down. Get my Sharpie. The benefit of having a small room is that everything is close by. So I am just tracing this. And usually when I do this, I have to look back at the picture a lot to get the colors right. And so we'll see how this goes. I know this is white. And again, because it's wildlife, it doesn't really need to be perfect. I'm really excited for this one. I've been wanting to do this for so long. I had the event that I had today was I ran into some people that I know are really big into just different things that I thought would have some good information for me. And so I was like, hey, I'm looking for things that are like traditionally Louisiana, but maybe not top of mind, like what do tourists want to buy when they come here, kind of thing. And so two things. One, both people independently reminded me of a little town in um, near the Gulf Coast. It's called Cameron. No, I'm sorry, not Cameron. It's I think Cameron Parish, but the name of the town is Creole, and there is a boat dock marina there that my brother-in-law was like, "Oh man, that marina, you have to have something for that." And I was like, "Okay, didn't know that, but now I know." I'm not a fisherman. He's big into fishing, so he would know these things. Um, and then independently, another lady that I know said the same. She mentioned the same town, so I was like, "Okay, that's two people in the same day mentioning it." And then the other thing is that Louisiana has a huge horse racing community. We have a lot of famous jockeys that came from here that ride in the Kentucky Derby and some other pretty big races. And so, like, oh, I was like, of course, the horses. So there you go. Y'all, I'm so excited about this bird. Y'all don't even know. Okay. So I collected some fabrics. Ow. The colors that I know I need for the bird. So I know the beak is black. So I need just a tiny little piece of black for the beak. That'll cover it. And then the both of the legs are black. So those are long, thin pieces. That are hopefully long enough to fit. They do. Okay, so there's black. And I'm looking at just the bird now. So the bird has no green, yellow in the beak, tiny little bit of yellow. Just a tiny little piece of yellow. Oh, there. All right, what else? The white. And I got a different range of these are really close. I'm looking at on the video, they look like they're the same, but as I'm looking at them, this one has a lot more yellow in it. This one has a lot more brown. I think I'm not going to use the one with the yellow in it. Put that aside. Let's see. This one does have some brown, some lighter brown. Those look like the same color, but this one's lighter, so I'm not going to use that one. Definitely have the white. Um, oh, I like this one. I think, let's see, I need three different colors, I believe. So there's like 1, 2, 3, and I can always add little pieces in. So like this is the absolute darkest, and I think I'm gonna use this dark piece. It's probably a little bit dark, but I'm gonna mix it in, not put a solid piece there. And then the next out, I will put this. See, I think this is too red. And oh, that's so yellow. This one, and then the white. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, new process. Normally, I would cut pieces and put them directly on here on the sticky side. Today, doing something different, y'all. Doing it different. I am taking my Misty Fuse type fabric sticky stuff. It comes on a bolt. And I'm making the entire piece of the back sticky so the edges will not fray. I do love my raw edge applique, but when I do it that way, I can't get as precise, and my pieces look a little bit more rustic, raw edge, if you will. So what I'm doing now is trying to get a little bit better. There's probably a better way to do this, but I'm going live today. Normally I don't. This is me figuring it out as I go. Okay. So that little tiny yellow piece needs to go right here. I have the silicone mat so that I can iron it on. Oh, I need I need another fabric here. So my arm doesn't hit the. With that. Oh, because my arm turned off. Shoot. Okay. So I know that one's ready. This is my boot. My long legs. Now, this is a silicone baking mat that I bought because so that I can iron on it, and it's working for me. So because I'm going to be doing ironing, I figured I needed a heat press mat, and I didn't have one. So I went to Walmart and bought myself a um a baking mat that's silicone so that it doesn't stick. Y'all, it worked. So now the sticky is on the back. You can see it being shiny there. Oh, I love it. This is totally new for me. I didn't know you could do that with this stuff. Like my whole world has just opened up. It worked. And I'm just using this piece of purple fabric so that my iron doesn't touch the silicone directly. Y'all, I'm loving this. It's perfect. Perfect. Okay. Now for the part that's new to me. So I need to cut this little yellow piece in this shape. Where's my little bitty scissors? So apparently, and Zaza corrected me last week at some point when I was doing this. She said, there's better mats than these silicone ones. But I already had this one, so, or I went and bought it for this purpose. So I didn't want to go and get a new one. So I'm using it and it's working. All right, so I don't know how to do this. Oh, I can see through it. Where'd my pen go? There's a better way to do this, but this is kind of how I work, very on the fly and figure it out as I go. And I don't want it to be perfect. I just sometimes I want it to be a little bit neater than what I've been doing, but not neat, if that makes sense. Yes, a Teflon pressing mat is what I need, but I didn't have one, and I couldn't buy one at Walmart while I was there. So in the meantime, this is what's happening. So that yellow goes down, and this is kind of like a puzzle. I don't want the black to show behind it. Let's see, this is definitely a learning curve for me. I wonder, I might have to watch those instructions again on how to do this because it feels like there's a better way. I do need a light box. That's exactly what I need. And the way I figure it out is like it's art, so I can't screw it up too much. Oh, see, I cut it too short right there. And actually, I'm going to go back and cut this out. So the outside lines, as I'm doing this, I realize the outside lines don't have to be exact. I'm going to go back and cut those. What I need to be exact are these inside lines. So I need just a kind of little thing right there. And then this is extra, but I can put that. It was kind of coming off. It wasn't stuck all the way. Here. And see, so this yellow is going to have to go kind of on top of the, which is fine. We got beak. We got a little black piece. We got the yellow. Pretty cool. I'm gonna wait and actually do the eyes last or towards the end, those little pieces. Love it. So what you do then is basically you're tacking that down to the pellon, to the non-sticky side of the pellon. But is my purple going to stick? Oh, no, it won't. Okay. And the pellon should not stick to the back because it's the other mat. Okay, this is cool. This gives me a lot more control of the art project. Okay. Let's do the black legs now. I definitely need, what I could do is cut the pieces from here, cut this up. I think I'm going to do that. I can always reprint this if I need it. That wasn't a good idea. Okay. I'm probably going to regret cutting this later. That's why they call it art, right? You figure it out as you go. And I really don't need to be precise on the outside parts because I'm going to go and cut those again. But I do need to be precise on the inside part. Okay. Or maybe I don't. I have a feeling I'm going to be cutting that again. So what I need to do is make sure that this part is cut right. And then the rest I can just put down. Now you guys are going to know all of my secrets. This is how I normally work. Very sloppy and messy. Messy as in not exact. It didn't work really well. Hey, Deb. I am just I was going to sew today and just randomly decided, hey, instead of creating a video and having to edit, I'm just going to like be live. And if nobody shows up, great. If people show up, even better. making my egrets. Now, all of this is going to be cut out exact. So the only thing I want to make sure I get good is the part that's inside. So I'm just going to leave it like this, actually. And I'm going to put that down. Make sure I have enough of this sticky stuff on here to get it stuck down. And see, I still see the pattern on the back, so I can cut it. I'm always afraid I'm going to lose these little pieces of the sticky stuff, and they're going to accidentally get caught where they don't need to be. And then I'm going to end up like with them all up on my iron. So far, I haven't done that, but it's only a matter of time. Hey, everybody, welcome, welcome. For those of you just joining, let me show you a picture of what I'm making. So this is the pattern. This was the picture, the inspiration, and I made the pattern up last night. So this is a picture I got on Shutterfly. I specifically looked for it. I pass these all the time. I have actually some pictures that I have taken just similar to this, but this one was like way better and in my sharper focus than anything I can do with my phone while I'm traveling on the road. So yeah, this is a Shutterfly stock picture and I absolutely love it. I was explaining earlier, the bird is standing on a crawfish trap. So crawfish are the mud bugs, the crayfish that we eat here in South Louisiana. And the crawfish fishermen have fields full of these crawfish traps that you call it running the traps. They run the traps to catch the crawfish in the traps a few times a week, depending on how big their farm is. And let me put the picture back up. So you can see that the red part in the picture, the red part of the trap is the top, it's open at the top. And then the cage at the bottom has holes. It has food in it, inside the cage. The crawfish are able to get inside the cage, but the way that the cage is designed, they cannot get out of it. So the birds sit on the top of the cage like this and wait for the crawfish or some other bugs or snakes or frogs or other things that they eat near the food. Yeah, Nancy, you eat crawfish too. So you know the crawfish traps. Feel free to chime in. Um, and so that's what the crawfish trap is. And so I love looking at the birds as I'm driving around for work. And I decided a long time ago that I wanted to do this as a quilt, a wall hanging. And so I finally got around to making pattern yesterday, and I'm working on it today, and thought I'd bring you guys along for the ride. Yes, they're very smart birds. Nancy, where are you from in Louisiana? Apologies if I've already asked you that. Okay, so I have the yellow and the black are done. What color is next? I want to do the back, start from the back and move forward. So I would say, you eat Louisiana crawfish in Arkansas. Got it. That's why I didn't remember where in Louisiana you're from. What we call Monroe is South Arkansas. So Monroe was in the northern part of the state, and we call them South. It's totally okay in all caps. I'm cool with it. I'm cool. I was not offended. So let's do the feet next. So the other part that I cut out. And those are going to be in this reddish color. I don't remember what else I pulled this out for. Oh, this is for the crawfish trap. But I think no, I can't do his feet in the same color. You see, Nancy, Monroe is South Arkansas. People in Arkansas will get all offended and they'll say, "No, we're Louisiana. We're from Louisiana." And I'm like, Louisiana. It's Shreveport too. People from Shreveport get all mad because we say that's just East Dallas. Um, and they really want to believe that they're from Louisiana. And I'm like, I mean, technically you're from Louisiana, but okay, so this color just happened to be laying around right there, and it is absolutely perfect for the feet. So Nancy, I love Arkansas. My son and I used to go camping there a lot, and we are going to go hopefully next summer to Lake Washita, which I hear is very lovely. My husband has been to what's that place where they all ride the side by sides? Yeah, I lost my leg. I lost the other leg. I bet. Okay. Well, and I was saying earlier, I had to go somewhere this morning. Well, I went to brunch, and so I have all kind of makeup on my face today. I usually don't wear this much makeup, but I was feeling sassy. So I have makeup on. Lots and lots of makeup. Sometimes feel like a clown when I wear too much. I went to brunch. I had champagne for breakfast today, y'all. So I'm putting the sticky stuff on the back on my nonstick surface and then ironing it on. Carter's, I don't know. No, not Carter's. It's the I'm gonna think of it. Hey, Mona. I'm doing an impromptu, last minute. Instead of recording and editing, I decided to just do it live, making my without a light box. See, this one I can see through. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to do this one because it is on the back. So I can do this and just put it directly on. I don't have to worry about it being precise because when it's time to cut it, I will have the back to use to cut. I do have a little ink mark right there, but I am not stressing about that because once I sew over it and cut it and quilt it, it's really not going to be visible. I do not sweat the small stuff. I do not care. So, Mona, this is on the list of things we do not care about. Did you, Mona, did you go and look for that lady on, I guess she has like TikToks and Facebook and Instagrams and all that. I don't know, but she is hysterical. And I think probably what happens is people leave her, like if you leave in the comment section things you don't care about, she adds them to the list and then just reads them off. So like so many of them have to do with me. Like I think she can read my brain. My favorite one was like, we do not care if you are cold, you like do not touch the thermostat. I'm like, right. And it's for like women going through menopause and perimenopause. So it's all like related to stuff like that. Hysterical. All right, so I can see on the side that it's the yellow is going to cover all of where I need to cut. The black is going to cover it. Oh, now the icky part. See, I did the easy stuff first. All right. What are we going to do first? Did we work? I want the white to show and be very fluffy, so I want to do the white last. So the inside piece, got to pull the colors up again. Sorry, guys, if I'm making y'all dizzy. So we got really super dark pieces in here. Then it gets lighter and lighter as it goes up with a couple little dark pieces in there tucked in. And then like the whitest is up here in the head. So, okay. So we're going to do this and then start in the dark and kind of work our way out because I want the dark to be like kind of tucked in. Okay, that's for the crawfish trap. Now, I really am not like in love with this super dark piece for the middle. So what I may do is just cut some little pieces and kind of mix it in. The name of this is Moroccan pottery. That's kind of a cool name for a, now I am not going to cut much of this because I'm not going to use much of it. This is not a scrap busting project, let me tell you, because these little bitty pieces, like I feel like I'm hardly using anything at all. I didn't even tell my mama I was gonna do a live today. I just kinda logged in. I wonder if she's probably sewing. I talked to her earlier. We're going to eat ball crabs tomorrow night. Oh, I love ball crabs. Not like snow crabs, but blue crabs. They're a lot smaller than snow crabs, but it's so good. So, because I don't like this red, I don't want a whole lot of it, but I definitely need some dark pieces in here. What I'm gonna do is cut this instead of making a single blob. I'm gonna kind of make strips and pieces and make it look like the feathers. Because really all it is like the dirty. So this right here has the glue at the top, but not at the bottom. And so what I like to do is have that little part flat and not stuck down because it gives it texture. Sometimes when I'm sewing it, it'll get flipped up, and I like that. That's a good thing. So I'm just kind of like piecing it here. I'm not making it perfect. And these tiny pieces are frustrating when I am quilting it, but the end result is so worth it. And I've got my little scrap bucket right here. I don't think that one's too close. I'm just kind of giving them odd shapes so that it doesn't look too perfect. Also want it to, look kind of natural. I would like to do one once though that has maybe just solid, like make it a little bit more artsy. So what's going to happen is this brown piece, I'm putting it down first. So when I put the other colors on the top, it's going to kind of like blend. It's not all going to show. And then the white is going to be last, and it's going to kind of overlap some of the darker colors. Yay. See, like I hardly used any of that. So the next color out is this brown. Again, it's only this area and this. So I do not need much of it. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Um, I video myself doing stuff like this all the time. I just don't go back then and edit the videos. It is so time consuming. I do have a few time lapses where I do it in, fast motion. But instead of doing that today, I figured I'd let you guys ask questions and see if anybody was even interested in watching. Now, again, I am not used to using this technique normally. I stick it directly onto the Pellon. So me putting the sticky stuff on the back of the fabric before I put it on the Pellon is new to me. And I'm really liking it. I can have a lot more control over what's happening. And I like cutting these in pieces and doing it that way instead of one big piece. So I'm going to keep doing that. Again, it's kind of, it like allows me to have a little bit more control over the pieces. I'm going to cut these a little bit wider. And then cut them, I guess, at what, like 1 inch, one inch by about a half an inch big, and just kind of piece those in there, round them off where I need to. So I'm just kind of cutting them, rounding them off a little bit so that they fit in the shapes. Again, just kind of randomly making some pieces there. And this goes so fast. It really does. I feel like I'm coloring. It sticks on each other. So there we go. Let's see, Dawn. Oh, since the fabric is fused to the paper, I'm assuming the paper stays as part of the project. It's not actually paper backed. It is this really thin, looks like fiberglass almost, super thin. So there's no paper, and what it melts. And this is my first time using it, and it's pretty awesome. It melts onto the back of the fabric. Where am I? There we go. It melts onto the back of the fabric, so when you stick it down, there's no paper to pull off. It just sticks. And this is Pellon SF101, but it is not the sticky side. The sticky side of the Pellon is on the back. So what's going to happen is once I get all of this on the front, I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to heat bond this to a background that I have that's like a gray, kind of the color of the water. So this will be the background fabric. that the bird will be sitting on, so this will kind of like just be the background, the water. And this is the mat, the silicone baking mat I'm using from Walmart, Time and Table, just the Walmart brand. It's working for me. So yeah, this is pretty easy and it's very thin, so there's no like worries about it like being too thick. Like it's really good. I like it. And I can iron directly on it. It doesn't melt. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The bird I traced onto the pellon. It originally is on paper, but I traced it. So like I took the paper and put it back and traced it. There's a lot of like steps, but all in all, it's quick. And I have to remember to cover those black lines. I guess when I come back with the next layer, I'll do that. It's really looking good. I didn't tell my husband I was doing a live. So if he steps in here and says something silly, which a lot of times he does do silly stuff, and I have to say, hey, do that again so I can record you. He doesn't. But so if he comes in and does anything, y'all, we're not gonna tell him. I might put another dark piece like to make it look kind of long. I do have some extra ones. So I'm gonna cut like just a yeah, I like that. Better. And I need to make myself some more of this. I'm supposed to be working on scrap busting in July. I'm doing this instead. Isn't this? I mean, it's kind of scrap busting, isn't it? Somebody? The problem is that none of my projects take up enough scraps. Like I think I'm scrap busting and like it doesn't even make a dent. So now I have sticky on the back. Like I had no idea you could do that. Like mind blown. I love it. See what happens when you attend classes and do things outside of your comfort zone? You learn stuff. Learning is good. So honestly, I don't even know the name. Hi, Annette. I don't even know the name of the fusible I'm using. because I bought it so long ago and I bought the wrong thing. Like I didn't buy what I thought I was buying. And I didn't use it for years because I really didn't know how to use it, honestly. Um, so it was just kind of sitting in my stash forever. And I just recently pulled it out. Now I know Shannon Brinkley recommends Misty Fuse, which is basically what it's just like. Because I bought some Misty Fuse for the first time in forever. Um, well, the first time ever, really. I'm looking for it. I don't see it. Oh yeah. So this is the Misty Fuse, and it looks exactly like that. So like it's a little bit different, but I mean it's just a different version of the same thing. It's a little bit denser than the Misty Fuse, but super lightweight, and I love it. I love it because the paper, even the paperback stuff, gets so thick sometimes. Yeah, Dawn, I'm so glad you're learning. I just figured I'd hop on since I was going to be doing it anyway. I think the fusible that I'm using must be a Pellon brand because I was probably trying to buy like something to make a t-shirt quilt with forever ago and bought this instead accidentally. And it works great. Like I said, it's just like Misty Fuse. I know a lot of the other collage quilters, different people that I've watched on different channels and things, they are very precise and they use large pieces. I like the scrappiness of the small pieces, and I don't mind when I am sewing them down later that I have a lot of stitching in them. I usually do, like if I'm doing feathers, I do like some up and down. I've done loops, and I really don't mind that. But if you don't like to do a lot of thread work inside of it, then you would want to use bigger pieces because each one of these pieces, you kind of have to make sure that they're sewn down. Zaza, my skin. Okay, Zaza, I know you sent a message about the back um that you use the Teflon sheets. I saw it and then I couldn't find it. So I don't know where you left that message at. If you could fill me in, that would be awesome. I would love that. And I'm definitely loving this new technique. So this is what I'm working on. And I think it's looking pretty good so far. I'm kind of proud of myself. Oh, my mama's gonna be so jealous. I didn't tell her I was doing this. I just kind of like last minute decided to hop on. Right. So that's the belly for the most part. Oh, look, I'm way down on the table. Y'all can't even see what I'm doing. And also, I do feel like I need a little bit more pointies. Like it's too rounded, I think. Even though that's what the pattern looks like, I think it needs to be more pointy. But I think that worked. Oh, these are the darker ones too. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of rough cut this. I'm not paying very close attention. I just know there needs to be a dark spot, like kind of where the wings are. I need some more of that dark. Oh, look, I'm just missing that one tiny little piece. And I had folded it up so neatly. It's so much more fun to throw things around than to fold it up neatly. That's why my room looks like this. Who's with me? So I've cut the fusible webbing for the back, melting it onto the fabric using the it's not Teflon, it's silicone baking sheet. I will get myself I need a Teflon sheet anyway for my heat press, but for now this one works. So this piece right here is rounded at the top. It's like a big paisley or tier. I'm out of frame. Sorry. And I'm just eyeballing it. No, now this tiny little piece is going to come back to haunt me later. I know it will. Y'all, this is so fun. So I will cut these. These are the feet, but when I cut them out, they'll be perfect. The legs, got the belly, some wings. I did the beak already, but now I'm working on the belly. So actually, I can do it like this. All right, so what color is, oh, we got to do this part at the top. I have more. This should be enough. Like, I know I keep saying it, but that's so cool. Like, I could not be more thrilled to learn this new little trick that I have learned today. I think I might do this after the white because it's going to go out like that. Hmm. I'll probably do some now and some after. These are going to be long and skinny-ish. My watch just told me that I'm supposed to be standing up now. Clearly, my watch does not know that I am quilting. I mean, not that I would call this quilting per se, but I'm busy. Nobody has time to stand up in moments like this. Probably I should, though. I bet when I stand up, my back's gonna be hurting. It's really cool to be watching it on the camera too, so I can see, like, it looks different top down, like how you guys are seeing it versus how I'm looking at it. It's definitely quilting. Okay, thank you, Dawn. It's collage quilting. You switched the stand-up thing off. It irritated you. What stand-up thing? Oh, on your like this is how my attention span works. I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes, it is aggravating, right? On your watch. Oh, I'm like, hush, I'm busy. So part of the thing I went to this week was it was about social work. It's a social work conference. And lots of social workers work with kids, with children. And lots of social workers who work with children need to know about ADHD. It's not what I work with. I work with adults who are chronically ill. And so, um, but yeah, I have to say, I thought he was talking about me there for a minute when he was going over the diagnostic criteria for ADHD. I was like, wait, is he talking about me? As I'm squirming around in my chair for 3 days, I could not sit still. I knew the girls behind me must have been so frustrated with me because I just couldn't stop moving. I was like, sorry. And they were like, we're sleeping. We don't know. Yours would tell you to stand up when you were already standing, or when it tells you just move, you move. Oh, I cut it the wrong direction. You know what? Nobody's going to notice. Let me see. It's going to aggravate me though. There we go. So then the other question is, I'm making this to sell. How much does one sell something like this for? It's a wall hanging. People don't necessarily like wall hangings, like they don't know what to do with them. But I'm like, people buy art all the time, and I'm not in a hurry to sell it. If I don't sell it during this season of markets, um, there's a gallery in New Orleans that I can put my stuff in because of the guild that I belong to. And so if I put it in that gallery, I can get a lot more for it in New Orleans. And so if it doesn't sell here, I think they take a lot more though out of the cost of it. So I'd have to sell it for a lot more than what, I would normally sell anything for. I never know what's going to sell and what's not. Sometimes I have pieces that, like, for some reason just hang on forever. And I'm like, I can't believe nobody bought that. Like, they're just waiting for their forever home. Finally people come along and buy stuff, but you just never know. Y'all, like, seriously, like, that's all I have left is that little piece. Like, this part you typically goes fairly quickly, like making this part. I really enjoy it. All right, let's see if I can do it right this time. It's gonna come from this way. You know what I say? Good enough. You know what? I'm gonna lower my phone camera so that I can see a little bit better, and also you guys will be able to see better. Because I'm using this kind of like to so that I can see how it looks. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah. Better. Oh, but now my phone's in front of my face. That's okay. Y'all don't want to see my face. Y'all aren't here to see me. Not my face. My beautiful artwork. Okay, so what color comes next? A little bit lighter, kind of yellowy. It doesn't look yellow. Oh, what is this? Oh, it has stuff on the back of it. I can't use that. I don't know what's on the back of it. I'm taking it off. It's some type of something. Hmm. I guess it'll still work okay. Let's try it out. I don't need a whole lot of it. Of course, I said that last time and I kept trying to cut. All right, let's try it out. I might only use one piece of this and end up getting that other color back. Not back, but another color that I rejected, a light brown. I'm really trying not to cut tiny little pieces, but it's hard. Like, I really am wanting to cut some tiny little pieces. I think I need another piece, another color. That actually might work out. See, what I could have done was put this first and then put the leg, but it all works out. I try to keep track of stuff like that, like to make sure I put it in order, but yeah, sometimes it just doesn't work out. I don't know if I like that. Seems to me like it should be darker at the bottom here. Let me see. So looking at the picture, no, I guess it kind of gets light, but then there's like dark underneath here, right at the end. I might put some like really dark tips there. It's hard to get that texture. It's a great picture. So now that I moved my camera in, I have to remember to keep you guys in the shot. I keep cutting and I know you realize you can't see what I'm doing. So I'm just doing that piece. And then looking at the picture itself, one of the things I don't think I captured was that this is kind of like the um the tail, if you will, right here. And in my picture, what I'm doing, it kind of looks solid. You don't get that same effect. So I'm gonna have to um fix that. Oh, so I'm gonna get the darker color, I think, this one, and kind of put where it goes down a little bit, some tips. Like so that it like comes down. And I think maybe that's what I was trying to get right here with this, but I think this needs to come down a little bit more and kind of square off in a darker color. I'm actually not even going to cut it yet. I'm just going to put it on there. Make sure it doesn't get into the leg. I hope you guys are finding this entertaining or educational. I'm so used to talking. This is different for me to just do and not entertain as much. But that was my goal for today, to just do it and let you guys watch. I guess I was feeling bad from Wednesday night when I forgot my top down camera and you guys had to just hear me say what I was doing. But this is basically what I was doing, just on a different piece. Oh, for those of you who didn't see it, do y'all want to see what I did Wednesday and Thursday? So, um, I only had I ran out of this blue right here, and so I ended up putting that blue, and I'm not crazy about it, but it's finished, and I think once it's quilted, it'll be much better. So, excuse my wire in front of you, but so this is the alligator came unglued. In fact, I can glue him back in place right now because it was so hot. I had to leave it in my car while I was at that training. And by the end of the day, the heat just, he came unglued. I stayed up so late doing this because I couldn't stop. So there we go. What? Isn't it cute? Ah, I love it. So the reason I am working on this project before I finish this one is because once I put them on the long arm, they're so small, I can do two or three at a time and kind of stack them, put them on a roll. Like if I'm gonna use the same backing for all of them, if I have a few of them to do at the same time, it just makes it a lot easier. So I'm gonna try to get a few of these done and then put them on the long arm all at the same time. So again, I want to make sure that I'm not going into where the leg is. I want to get that angle right. This side doesn't matter as much, but this side is what, oh, let me switch y'all back. Okay. So this side doesn't matter as much because I'm gonna cut this off. But this right here, I don't want to go into where the leg is because then I'm gonna mess up what I already did. Kind of like what I'm doing right now. And of course I did it wrong. There we go. So it's a little bit better. You still get that light. I don't like this sharp edge. See, just taking that tiny little sharp edge off made a big difference right there. All right, now I need a color that's oh, I was supposed to use this color right here. I don't like that color. Let's go with this one is like this, but slightly lighter. I could do that. This one I think is just too green and yellow. I could probably even use this on the grass. Hey Sheila, welcome, 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 and Sharon. I didn't realize I had other people on. I'm in my zone, y'all. See, this one in the camera looks like it has some green, but when I'm looking at it here in person, it doesn't at all. It's like way different color. This one like looks kind of pinky, but I could do this one next here, this one here, and then this one is white. I think I'm gonna do that. So while I do that, y'all can look at the pictures, what I'm working on. I made it, got home last night, yesterday, made it into a pattern, drew the pattern. Well, I'm working on just the bird right now. I do have the rest of it done and printed and ready to go. And I'm super excited about this project. I've been wanting to do it for a really long time and have just there's a bunch of stuff I want to do for October, and I know we have some markets coming, and I know this one is going to be one that sells. I'm hoping. So that's why I'm trying to prioritize it. And if you're interested in the products I'm using, which I've had a few questions, um, the bird is wearing Jinkos. What is that? I'm running out of my stuff. Where'd it go? Oh, so no, I did not take that picture, Sheila. It is from what did I say earlier? Where you buy the pictures? Wide pants. Oh yeah, right here. Yes, he is. Um, but so that when I cut it, oh, he won't be anymore. His legs will be normal bird legs. That's funny. Oh, we need to name him. Is it a boy bird or a girl bird? You know, I like to name all of my projects. This one so far is kind of boring. It's just egret on a trap. So the the bird is standing on a crawfish trap. A crawfish trap is how we catch mud bugs here in the South. I would say just Louisiana, but Louisiana, Texas, um, probably Mississippi, the Gulf Coast, we have these traps. You put the trap in the water, and the red part stays is standing out of the water. Here's another picture. So the red part is standing out of the water. The cage is in the water. His name is Jinko. Um, and the crawfish are under the water and they're able to crawl into the trap through these little holes. And once they get in, they can't get out, like they're trapped, hence the name. Um, And so the birds stand on top of the traps and wait for snakes and frogs and different animals to come along that they eat. Towards the end of the season, a lot of times you will see a lot of flamingo-looking birds. Yeah, Sheila. And you will see the birds turning pink because they've eaten so many of the red crawfish that their feathers actually turn pink. Yeah, my son would go run the traps. They call it running the traps with his dad when he was younger. Um, it's hard work. I mean, if you can imagine picking up those traps out of the water. Yeah. So I made a pattern. You know what? I can pull the pattern up actually. From I put the picture on. I put it on. What's the name of that? Adobe. I can't remember the name of it, but and then I like kind of drew the outlines, and so you can see like I just have the pattern all on sheets of paper, and then I'm going to what am I doing? Yeah, so I drew it out from the pattern that I made on Adobe Illustrator, and now I'm putting the fabric on the sticky Pellon. Then I'm going to put that onto another piece of fabric, and then I'm going to quilt it. This is the Shannon Brinkley Scrappy Applique technique. I watch her stuff. I'm a member of her guild, Meander, and I like the scrappy applique method. I've never done it before. I'm just doing it for the first time today. What's different is I don't usually put the webbing on the back of the fabric. I usually just put the fabric directly to the sticky side of the Pellon, but she does it a little bit differently where you iron the Pellon onto like the backing ish, like the background fabric. So I'm going to cut this bird out and iron it onto the gray fabric. So it's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I do like it. It's just very different. And so, yeah, if you're interested in the method, it's Scrappy Applique, and that's Shannon Brinkley. I think that's her last name. Meander is the name of her quilt guild. And I think it's like $250 a year, which I think is a little bit pricey, but y'all should like, to me, it's kind of worth it. The first year I joined, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to do it for 1 year. There's a lot of lessons, a lot of stuff to do. Like, I'm going to do it for 1 year and then I'm going to quit. Well, I didn't even get through all the lessons in that first year. Like, there's so much to do. And so, yeah, I'm just still learning. And so to me, it's worth it because I use it. And this is stuff I can sell. So I'm learning and not just as a hobby, but I'm selling it. So, yeah, um, that's kind of my thing. Why how I can justify spending the money. Because I do use my business account to pay for it. Got my scrap. So the other thing I'm doing is about a 1/2 inch wide strips. And then I use those to fill in like this lighter color right here. I forget that I'm not in. Once again, the outside doesn't matter because I'm going to be cutting that. Kind of make it jaggedy a little bit because it's supposed to be like feathers. So it's not a straight cut. Put that right there. Again, don't want to get too close to the leg, but I am just going to cut that. I mean, can you even tell that it's a lighter fabric? Oh, girl, you want to talk about my scissors? I have about a million pairs of these Guggenheim scissors. Some of them are better than others. Um, Save it for Sunday ticket. I love it. It's coming up. So I use these Guggenheim scissors. I have like a bazillion different pairs that I use, but my favorite all-time scissors are these. I think they're embroidery scissors. They're Fisker's brand, and they are so sharp. Like the end is like ridiculously sharp. And then I love my spring-loaded scissors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I have taken lots of classes. I do think that I have an artistic side to me, so for sure, like it's in me to be artistic, but also I learn like I want to know how to do things, and so I do um try to learn and give credit because I don't want people watching my stuff and me not giving to credit to the people that I learned from. Because if you learn from me, I want you to give me credit. That's funny. So the thing I was at today, um, you know, young people, they think us old people don't know anything. Would these be considered, Dawn, would these be considered micro scissors? I don't think I've ever heard that term before. I love them. They're so short. I bought a used um embroidery machine long years ago, and the lady gave these to me with them, and oh my God, they're awesome. I cut that the wrong way again. These colors I think are way too close. I don't know, they're kind of light. Maybe it'll be a good transition. What I like about them is they have like a little curve to them, so I can get in there and like go underneath stuff, like as if embroidering you would need to, like that. And what I like about this technique too is that the sticky is on the bottom, so I can stick stuff to the top, and I don't have to worry about the iron getting stuck on some of these pieces. Now you do have to go back when you're sewing this and make sure that like all these little pieces are tacked down because when you're quilting it, it could be a nightmare. They start flipping on you and stuff. Another reason that I like having backing the backing on this fabric. Oh yeah. Your little ones have spring action? Oh, I do have some snippers with spring action. Love those. I keep them on my long arm. Those are like my oop, the ones I use to snip on my long arm. Hazel. Her name is Hazel, the long arm. Thank you for hanging out with me while I do my thing. This is way better than having to edit this later. I do have a video that I have to edit for next week that has to come out at a certain time. And so I will probably be working on that this week. So I don't know if you guys can see the color difference. Yeah, I can see it on the like from here to here. It's going to be so light. I think it's perfect because then I'm going to have a lighter dark, I mean a lighter brown here, and then this is going to be white. Your legs are going to sleep. You need to put some dancing pants on. My days are so mixed up from being not at work this week. I'm like, what is today? Is today Saturday? Okay, I'm totally digging this. I think it's gonna be so cute. See, I should have put this down after. Oh, but I pulled it up. Look at that. Y'all, this is so easy, this technique. The issue with it though is that you have to buy all kind of stuff, which is why I used to cheat and not put the fusible web on the back because I didn't want to spend all that money on all those extra things. I just wanted to like get it done. So that's why I do like if you buy my alligator or watch my alligator um pattern, you'll see that I don't do it this way. I do it a different way. And it's a lot cheaper the way I do it in my alligator pattern. Much better. So I do have a pattern, um, a cupcake pattern that is very simple, easy, easy peasy. If you have some Pellon, that's all you need. You don't have to do the backing fabric. And it is a lovely, easy pattern, I have to say. I gave it away for free for a conference that I did, a workshop. And so I think it's like $6 on my website. If I could remember what the 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 name of the code was that I gave them to cheat, I would give it to y'all right now, but I don't remember the cheat code to get it for free. I think I have an extra color in here somewhere that I'm getting lost, but it's just all going to be this light and mixed with the white, maybe. Where are those big collage flowers? MSQC? Oh, Missouri Star. Now, the Collage Quilter and Shannon Brinkley both have lots of patterns to I think Shannon has a lot of animals. The Collage Quilter has a lot of flowers and stuff. See, that color is so light. I mean, it's barely lighter than the other one. And I definitely messed up somehow. I think I'm supposed to have another color here. What I may do is like half do this with the white to come down, make more of this white. Oh, that would be so cute with the cats. Bye, Nancy. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Much appreciated. I didn't know if anybody was going to show up. I just thought, hey, I'm going to go do it. We'll see what happens. I'm going to go out to dinner. Anybody want to take me out to dinner? Anyone? Anyone? And now I'm cutting these pieces a little bit bigger because we got a little bit more space to fill. And so I can just kind of round off the edges and stick them on there. Save them for the football. Save them for the football. I feel you. I save for quilting though. My husband is the football watcher here, so he pays for all of that stuff. I don't have to worry ever about not having either football or baseball. And also, I'm very lucky to have a job that I can afford to be spoiled and spoil myself. I'm trying not to have too much of this the pellon showing underneath it, but like right there, no, that's gonna aggravate me. I'm gonna come back and put another little piece of another strip on the top. And of course that one didn't have anything on it. There we go. Oh goodness, I've been sitting here for 2 hours. So that's how quickly this goes. And actually this has taken longer than some of the other pieces I do. I can't even tell if they're sticky on the back of here. The other thing I would like to do are those confetti quilts, the fabric confetti, where they like basically drop all the little tiny pieces of fabric and then put what do you call it over it? Tulle. Uh-oh, you can see my Sharpie through this. Hopefully it won't show once it's all quilted and stuff, but I will definitely have to consider that on these white parts. I didn't even think about that with my black Sharpie. Er. So like the confetti quilt would be like cutting these little pieces up, tiny, tiny, and then putting them down. You put the tulle over it and then sew it. So what I'm going to do is make sure that all of the black is covered with this darker color and then put the white over it again. And so there'll be two layers so that hopefully the black won't show through the white. And actually, we've done that, Sheila, with one of the patterns that we did. We had a little sew party. We charged people though. It was kind of like a little retreat. My husband is watching American Greed in there. I don't know if y'all ever watched that show. Some of the things that people do, it's just amazing how horrible people can be. Oh, what I was gonna say earlier, it was very cute but funny. There was a girl, probably in her 20s, I don't know how old she was, at the thing I went to this morning, and they were talking about doing, what did she do? A video. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, she probably works in like video. So I started asking her, like, what do you do? Like, could you help me with my videos and stuff? And she's like, no, I'm just young. Like, that's how I know how to do this. I'm just young. And I was like, oh, I do, I have a YouTube channel. And I think people assume that when like I'm in my 50s, that when I say I have a YouTube channel, that they automatically assume I don't know what I'm doing. And she was like, "Oh, I could totally help." And she was very sweet and she could probably help me out. But then she also said, "You have to be on TikTok." I was like, "No, I do not have to be on TikTok. I do not TikTok. I don't watch TikTok. It's not my thing. Those people aren't my people." It's a generational thing, I guess. See, I think what I should have done, I wanted these dark pieces to be kind of underneath, and I wanted the other stuff to come over them a little bit. But what's happening is they're kind of disappearing, like in a different way than I had anticipated. So what I might do is get some really thin, darker pieces and kind of go in to give it a shadowy look, which is what it's supposed to do. And again, make this look a little bit more like shadows than just dirty feathers. Which kind of it is what it is. They are dirty feathers, that's why they're not white. But I also think it needs to look like it has some shadows. Now this has like a little hook right here, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a solid piece, and when I come in I can just add some white. Let me see what the picture looks like. So that is like this little piece right here. See that little shadow? Yeah, I think I might just go up and instead of making a loop, just kind of go up. I think that should get the effect that I'm going for without. Gotta cover that dark up though. We do not want the white showing. I mean the Sharpie. So I just kind of made a, yeah, some quilters on TikTok, not the same. And my thing is like, I don't want to do quick videos that people are gonna forget in 10 minutes. Like that just feels like a lot of work. Um, YouTube, my thoughts on it are I can give value and entertainment that'll last for a while, that I don't necessarily need to be TikTok famous, nor do I really want to be. Oh, this is a lighter piece. I wonder you'll be able to tell. All right. Yeah, all that's left are the white and the eyes. 2 hours. Where's my white? I am so excited. I don't know if y'all can tell how excited I am. Like, I could do this all day, every day. My back would not like it, but oh well. All right. Trying to figure out what side's the top. Thanks, Dawn. So now, this fusible webbing. I'm learning all kind of new terms too. You know that stuff. It's called fusible webbing. I recently learned. Cut it a little bit too big. Yeah, the other thing I was thinking about, joining those online guilds and paying money for a lot of that stuff. A lot of the information is free on YouTube and just generally on the internet. So it's not necessary to spend the money. I just am spoiled. I am just absolutely amazed by this stuff, y'all. I love it. I don't know. I think this brand is probably a Pellon brand, but it's also it's very similar to Misty Fuse. You put it on the back and then iron it on or a Teflon or silicone backing, and it gets kind of a little tacky, but it dries on the back. And then when you put it on other fabric and iron it on again, it melts it into place. Amazing. Okay, I'm so excited about this. Let's look at the picture again. Our reference. I I love yes, Sheila. I actually instead of doing Mike, I want to do Tiger Stadium. But I do have the pattern. I think Shannon Brinkley has a pattern of a tiger. I can't remember the name of it, but I do own it and I'm gonna call it Mike. But also I want to do Tiger Stadium more than anything. Okay, so this outside piece right here is feathers. So I'm gonna cut those into like little strips. And then this, okay, see how it goes like the neck? And if you look right here, like see how the neck, it has a long neck. On this one, the neck is just from a different angle. So I need to make sure that that is um, like when I'm putting the fabric down, I need to make sure that it's going in that direction so that it gives that illusion. I'm gonna do this one too. Probably not next, but I'm also gonna, I should have done that one first. This one might be easier than this one. Hey, Delia. I'm definitely, yeah, Tiger Stadium is absolutely on my list. And I'm definitely going to have to use this technique if I do Tiger Stadium because there's a lot of tiny pieces, and this technique would work great for that. Yes. So the name of this pattern that I'm doing is egret on a trap. This egret is on a crawfish trap. And it is absolutely one of my favorite things in South Louisiana. So just cutting these pieces that way, and then again this way. So I'm doing probably what 2 inches by an inch and a half, 2 to 3 inches by an inch and a half wide, give or take. Very rough cuts. And then I'm going to go in, and this is going to be, this is just feathers here. See, I don't know if that's given the look that I want it to, but once I cut the outside, maybe it will. I'm actually going to cut these in half. Just kind of overlap. I don't know about this. Again, the quilting is going to make a huge difference. And I am going to use these tiny little pieces and just kind of overlap a little bit. A little bit. It's my Cajun language coming out. Because it's two different states. That's why Sheila. Were you here earlier when we were talking about South Louisiana? How somebody's from Arkansas. Who was it said they were from Arkansas? And I was like, well, Monroe is Arkansas. Shreveport is Dallas. No, people get so fussy. So if people say they're from Louisiana, that means they're from north of I-10. If they say they're from South Louisiana, they say South Louisiana, south of I-10, Interstate 10. That is so funny. I saw a video, speaking of TikTok, I don't know if it was on like YouTube, TikTok, whatever. Um, and the person was making fun of, I don't even remember what it was, something about northern part of the state. Oh, I know what it was. He went through each part of the state and was like, Shreveport, just kind of like I said, that's Dallas. Monroe is Arkansas. And people got so offended. But like that's people in South Louisiana, that's kind of how we think. So I am using the equivalent of, what did I say, was Misty Fuse for the back. So I learned this technique watching Shannon Brinkley scrappy applique method. So I'm giving her credit. This is the scrappy applique method. You put basically it looks like it's very thin. Melt that onto the back of the fabric on a silicone or Teflon sheet, and then it dries, and you have like kind of a tacky back. You don't have to peel the paper off like the steam seam. You have the paper that you peel off. This is just there. And so, really cool. This is the first time I've used it, and I'm really enjoying it. I like it better than steam seam, and it's a lot more lightweight than the steam seam. I don't know, does steam seam clog up your needles? I don't know why we don't just say Louisiana. We are snobby. That is funny, and it's true. And my apologies, but it is true. We are snobby. I do enjoy traveling to North Louisiana, to other parts of the state. I have traveled a lot in this state, and I do enjoy it. It is a beautiful state. Very lots of different, like rolling hills. The further north you go, there's an interstate that runs um north south, and you can watch the terrain change as you drive, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Oh yeah, we'll spend the money. Not on education. If y'all know anything about Louisiana, now I'm about to get snobby about Mississippi too. We love Mississippi because if we're like second to last in something, Mississippi's always last. Yes, this is I call this is collage quilting. Um, the collage quilter, I don't know her name, but she has like videos and stuff, and she has a website where she sells things, and she uses the steam seam, and that's how I learned about steam seam, and I like it. I'm just trying this for the first time, and I like this better. But I do have a huge roll of steam seam. It's funny, like you can't even see the white. I hope it shows up okay on the background. Oh, I have to check him out. Leo Ransom. Does he do collage quilting? Oh yeah. Thank God for Arkansas, Mississippi. Now I'm not sure about how to do this top part. I'm just gonna kind of make some random cuts to give it some little bit of uh randomness in there. That kind of looks like a heart. I probably could have used a couple of different whites, but I think it looks okay like this. Oh yeah, I want to do some people quilts. In fact, I was talking to my brother-in-law today about there's one I want to make of my nephew who's passed away. He was a rock star, literally, and I have a picture of him with his long hair, kind of headband, and playing his guitar that it would make an amazing portrait quilt. She does, but she's from North Louisiana. I think she's from Shreveport. Is that right, Sheila? Up there? Up yonder? Okay, so this is where, there we go. I hope I don't put any of these upside down. That would be horrible. Bossier. Now, if you're from Bossier and somebody says Shreveport, will you correct them or is it close enough that you're cool with it? To me, that's kind of like a Dallas Fort Worth. You correct them. Good to know. Good to know. Oh, I don't know if I told you guys. Speaking of the airport and moving, my son is officially all moved into his new place in Kansas. I'm gonna need to go. Okay, this part. So this is my original pattern, and I want to get this part right. This is where I need a light box. Somebody mentioned earlier I need a light box, and I agree 100%. So I'm drawing this a little bit. Oh, it didn't even mark below, so I can cut under it so the pin doesn't show. In theory. Oh, that's not even close. Okay. So this one needs to be a little bit higher. So Dawn, do you do a lot of collage quilting? I absolutely love it. Like I want it's like to me it's painting with fabric. Like, I can't even feel the backing on this. That's how light it is. Like, I can't even tell sometimes. That's funny because I don't even really consider this portrait, but I guess it could be. It's a portrait of a bird. I like to think of it more as like landscaping. I love raw edge applique. That's my jam. I think it needs some sharp edges like that. Uh-oh. Classic Country Saturday night has started, y'all. About to hear. Okay, just the eyeballs, and I will be done. Yeah, like this is like I'm looking at it. I need like this is too dark. I think I might put a piece of brown in there. I'm gonna take one of these. It's a lot of referencing the original picture. And Shannon Brinkley also teaches how to do like people portraits. I think I just said that a little while ago, but I really want to do one of my nephew. Uh, I just haven't done it yet. So many things on my list of to do. So I'm literally just going to put this little strip of red right here just to give it, I might put it at the top. Yeah, that makes a huge difference. It almost looks brown. All right, I'm gonna put the eyeballs in and then I'll be good to go and I will let you guys go for the evening. So the eyes on the egret, or you can't see it right there, but they are yellow, the same color as the beak almost, and then black. Dawn, what I usually do is hold on. Is use my quilter. I don't really call it thread painting because I don't know enough about that, like to say that's what I do. But I do a lot of quilting over it. So like I'll use a light gray probably, and I'll go over this like where I think the feathers should be, and go and like make it look feathery. You know, kind of go around right here, do this. So and I'm still learning. Like I don't I've not done a bunch of these, but I'm having so much fun that I can't stop myself. And so I kind of, yeah, I do a lot of sewing over it. Like sometimes I'll go over it, and I'll probably do this for this one. I will go over it on my sewing machine and sew it all down some way before I quilt it. And then when I quilt it, I do free motion all over the place. Like a lot of quilting on. I think that eye might be too big. Where's my little scissors? I don't know that this is dark enough. Do you do thread painting? Oh yeah, I definitely go over it when I'm quilting it. I make sure that it's all tacked down because normally, like I said, I don't usually use the sticky stuff on the back. I will usually just do the pellon, the fabric directly to the pellon. So if I don't sew it down, it doesn't stay. So yeah, that I agree 100%. It definitely needs that. So what I'm doing now is in the picture, there's some yellow right here, and so I'm trying to put a little bit more yellow, and I'm just cutting like this little another little circle. Yeah. And then a tiny little black dot. Hey, hey, hey. Make that a little bit smaller and then I'll be done. But if you guys think I'm not going to be up till midnight finishing this up, y'all go crazy. Oh my God, I am so excited about this. And so then I didn't pay attention like to the edges, but when I cut it out, I can see where the edges are to cut, and the poor thing will lose his big fat legs. He'll have regular size legs. Yes, I'm super excited. I think I'm probably going to end up adding some more dark in here to give it some a little bit more shadow, but I'm going to play around with this because I'm not happy with the middle part right here. I think I need some darker pieces. Not too dark, but just give it some, I don't know, a little bit more. Of course, I could do that with the thread too. I'll see when I cut it out. I might, I don't know. We'll see what I do. Guys, I have been on for 2.5 hours and I am so excited that you guys have stuck with me. And this was so much fun to do this live instead of editing a 2-hour video into 5 minutes. So, with that, you guys have an amazing, let me see so I can see y'all. Where am I? There I am. So you guys have an amazing evening. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Truly, truly appreciated my camera there. And I'll probably video the rest of it and make a short or something. So fun. Love doing this. Peace out. Y'all have a great weekend and be safe out there. Bye.